There we go. Holy Gaia versus Poseidon spawning at the top of the map in the red color, playing Poseidon. His name is Berserker. Holy crap, I haven't seen this matchup in long enough. And his opponent today, as Gaia, we know him as the legend. His name is Army Corps. Now, the thing about this map is scouting plays such a significant role in like this entire thing because you don't know what your opponent's going to be doing. He can be semi-water, he can be full water, he can be land rushing, he can be booming off town centers, he could be fast heroic, and you just don't know. There's no standards on this map. Anything works. It's one of the in my opinion, it's one of the hardest maps to read and probably the most I'm not going to say this is the most skill like based map because you can win just purely by having the correct strategy. It's not even the most luck based, like it's a different form of skill to win this map. It's a different form of skill, and those people who have that skill are Army Corps and they are Berserker. They know how to play this shit. The only thing that I'm concerned about is the fact that Gaia's scouting is actually quite rubbish. Actually, I'll take that back. If he goes through what's his name? I'm mind blank. The thing with the Carnivora and the flying dude, then his scouting is great. So if he can abuse that Caladria, then he'll be able to really scout around the map, see what his opponent's doing, and then make the correct decision based on what he's doing. And further to that point, obviously Berserker has the Catescopus, the scout, the Greek scout. He's easily able to spot what Army Corps does as well. So that's that. Army Corps producing some fishing ships as well as his opponent. Hmm. So it looks like Berserker's going to be booming a little bit on the water. He does have 6 villages on wood, which means that he's not going to be advancing anytime fast. He's not going to be doing a land rush. Um, Army Corps on the other hand, 2 villages on wood. He's also going down the same sort of track. I don't think he's going to be doing any sort of 4:30 rush on land or on the water. I think he's going to go up a little bit later. He might even, his thing is, guys are really powerful on the water, so you want to be able to abuse the fact that Gaia's powerful on the water. So I think he is going to go water and then go from there. He does have a relatively nice gold mine, but it doesn't have really anything to protect it. All the towers are in the wrong spots. You can see that. So it's actually very open to attack, but it is also quite far back, and I think that town center is in range, so if anyone decides to come and try and attack this location, the only thing that's going to be able to hit it is going to be archers. So if it does some, and of course Terma really counter archers, so that sort of strategy won't really work to prevent this from being mined, because the Terma will just completely destroy any of those archers of Berserker. Berserker now throwing down his temple. He's only got 4 villagers on wood because he's now building the temple from the wood villagers and the house. So it looks like he might be going up relatively soon. I can't see him going up at 4:30. It doesn't look like he'd have the resources, but he might. Has he 1, 2, 3, 4? You can hit 4:30 advance with 7 fishing ships. It does work, and I think he might actually be going for it, and that could be extremely strong land rush. However, Army Corps, sorry, has managed to sort of wall himself in here. This location is extremely secure. Again, archers can come and penetrate this. However, I do believe that with a few turns he's going to be able to prevent that from happening. Army Corps also abusing this Gaia forest in order to make sure that the only point in attacking is going to be through tower range from that town center. The other option you can do also is to sort of wall off a little bit, but I think he's doing fine. With these buildings, I don't think that Berserker's going to be able to get in here. Berserker is going through areas, so it's going to be hard for Army Corps to defend against that Cyclops, which is such a massive meat shield against the such weak heroes of Gaia. And he's also still booming. It doesn't look like he is through Leto as well. I mean Oceanus, sorry. So he's going to have that Caladrius, so he's going to be able to scout and see what's going on. And he's going to know instantly when he sees Ares and 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That advance is a little bit later than that, but you know what I mean. So he's going to instantly know that this is going to be some sort of rush and he's going to have to defend against it. But Army Corps did actually make the correct read. I don't know how he did. Chose to go up fast and he's going to be able to survive against this rush. Berserker looks like he's going to be doing some sort of 1-1-1 build, and what I mean by that, he's going to build 1 barracks, 1 archery range, and 1 stable, and then he's going to try and micro his best, like with those. The Cyclops and Theseus, they can do a massive amount of damage in the early game. So Army Corps is really going to need to get that military barracks out as well as some more stables. It's not stables, counter barracks, so we'll get those turned out. Or better yet, Cherio ballistas. Hopefully he can throw down some more stuff. Another counter barracks going down. It's really smart. It looks like it's in range, so it doesn't look like this Cyclops can really... I mean, they can't really do much. It's just going to have to sort of take the damage on this temple, and he can easily repair that. He's That's really good. He's actually managed to prevent... Berserker scouting was pretty poor then. Pestilence should have been casted around here in order to get both of these, but he didn't see that, and we're going to have to see if Army Corps is going to be good enough to clutch defense this. He's got a lot of villagers on gold here, so he's really outmining this so that he does have the option to move back. And he also has another Gaia's forest, which is up, and I wouldn't put it past him to be planting this Gaia forest right on top of this in order to prevent any sort of damage from happening. And he does do that, and that's kind of what he needed, but kind of not at the same time. Probably could have put that down a little bit earlier. And now Berserker's going to be hitting on this mana, and we're going to have to see if Army Corps going to... Army Corps actually supply block now. He really needs to throw out another mana, and it's going to be hard for him to really deal with this army without any population. But as we know, he does have a lot of military buildings, so he's going to be able to produce quite fast. However, is that going to be enough? That's the real question. I wouldn't put it past him to throw down a tower and also get watchtower around about here in order to continually hold this position, but I don't know if it's enough. And again, he has been supply blocked. He needs to throw down more mana. He's throwing down the mana again at this position to wall it off, but it's instantly going to be taken down by that Cyclops just dealing a massive amount of crush damage. I think he does crush damage. He does 12 crush damage. Anyhow, he's going to be retreating actually. I take that back. Crush damage is actually really bad against, unless you have a lot of it, it's really bad against buildings units, like units that are getting built. I mean, buildings that are getting built, because it doesn't have any real bonus. The bonus happens when the building's complete. It's kind of dumb, but it's how the mechanics of this game work. Berserker now, Army Corps now countering, or counter-building what Berserker's doing. He's one lining himself, in which by I also mean he's building one of every sort of unit that's good. So he's got the melee for the tanks, he's got the Terma to pick off the archers, and he's got the Chariot ballistas to pick off these hoplites, but he's not really microing them at all. Carnivora does go down, and he has managed to pick off a bunch of Berserker's units. Army Corps looks like he's in a bit of a commanding position. He doesn't have any economic upgrades, so he really should think about... Oh, he does. Where's his economic guild? Oh, there it is. I take back everything I said. You're amazing, Army Corps. He's got that Equimate guild up, so he's going to have plenty of economy in order to produce off the buildings he's got. Has he built a fishing shed? He does have that, and it's also got the option of now producing some of those, what are they called? I'm just going to call them archer ships, and then he's going to be able to push in and maybe take out some of Berserker's sort of fish. And it looks like he is using that, there we go, Bareem. Sort of like a trireme, except with a B instead. Alright. Looks like now Army Corps is going to be gearing up to take this town center. He does have the army advantage at the moment, which is kind of funny seeing as he is Gaia. But this Cyclops, if he can start producing more myth units, that's what really counters Gaia. And if he can, then that'll be fine for him to really do all the damage he needs. Again, these Terma aren't getting microed correctly. They should be attacking Toxotos. They do next to no damage to like cavalry. They just miss cavalry, and they do next to no damage against hoplites with that piddly damage that it's doing, and they just get torn apart by them. Berserker's a bit of a hard spot now. That gold mine's going to extinguish, and he's going to get gold stuff. He does have one there, and he does have towers up, and he does have this Hippolyta, but his army just kind of evaporated them, and then Mikol can just re-heal them with the Caladria. And this town center is going to get up, and his economy is just going to go completely crazy forward now. It's kind of ridiculous. Berserker not having any army upgrades, he does throwing down another military barracks to produce more units. He had, actually, well, he did lose his military barracks, that's why he's doing it. Army Corps sacrificing a few units, I don't exactly know why, maybe just well, it's an accident probably. Yeah, there we go, his buildings were queued up, rally point to the wrong location. Army Corps now has two town centers, he's throwing up this third town center as well. And it looks like this town center could be taken for the sheer heck of it. Now the gold mine going to be extinguished very soon, but Army Corps hasn't really got it scouted out. Oh, he does. He can see from this scout, and he knows that there's a gold mine here, which he can't see. However, that looks like the correct gold mine to really go for. Berserker looks like he's going to be gearing up to take this town center. He's sending these villagers over there, so he should be able to manage that. Army Corps, on the other hand, getting raided by Berserker Supercon, but he did manage to spot that. Sending the Murmilo over to defend against that. He's going to pick off this scout as well. And then once that town center's up, he's going to be probably gearing up to go straight to the Titan Age. Once he hits 145 supply, he probably doesn't even need building more units, and then it's going to be extremely difficult for Berserker to really come back from this location. The only real option he has is to be able to gold star, but having these two gold mine locations mean he has a lot of positions in order to really stop that. This carnivore is going to prevent this town center from ever going up. It's just going to continue to hit away, and Berserker's going to have to send his Hippolyta over to that. In the meantime, Berserker's doing a little bit of a raid over on this side, while Berserker's army is completely out of position, and Berserker does GG because of that positioning. So that was really came down to the fact that Army Corps just completely outplayed Berserker there. It was kind of ridiculous how well Berserker played. He walled in his gold mine pretty much because he knew that he was going to get rushed, and then he was able to produce a really strong army and then take out what Berserker had. I was shocked at how well he managed the crisis that he was in. Many players would have fallen to that sort of pressure that Berserker was putting